This video is brought to you by g2a.com. Check out the link in the description for more details. Yo, what's up guys, Jack here. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend so far. Today, I'm bringing you some more Blops 3. Actually had quite a few decent clips left over from the beta, so I wanted to put together a video for you. And in these clips, I'm role-playing as Slidey Shotgun Guy or Slidey Shotgun Man, whichever you prefer. Now, to be Slidey Shotgun Guy, as you can see, it's quite simple, and it's probably the most fun I had in the beta playing this way. Basically, well, no, first, this is the important stuff, you've got to get a full bottle of either Johnson's baby oil or like a tub of industrial grease. And you want to get the real thick stuff because it rubs into the skin and it doesn't come off that easily. Then you have to get like completely naked, rub it on there. You can leave on your underwear, like if you want, that's optional if you're worried about that, but it does actually chafe a bit when you're sliding around, so just be warned. Because after all, if you want to be Slidey Shotgun Guy, you want to achieve maximum slide and as least friction as possible. So what I've described to you is the ideal right there. So you've got to slide before you get a kill. And also just slide around in general as much as possible, really. Why? Well, it's fun. And you're actually quite a hard target to hit, and also it's going to really annoy people, so you get to laugh at the salt in the chat. Or if you're playing on PS4 or Xbox One, you get to hear the salt on the headset, and that makes it just so much more sweet. So basically 10 out of 10 would slide around on the floor again with shotgun. Sometimes you can't slide before you get the kill though, because you're going to be killed, and as far as I'm concerned, that's the only time that you're allowed to not slide when you're in grave danger, so don't forget that. Right then, moving swiftly on, just over a month ago we got our first taste of the new Call of Duty title when the beta launched. It was a new experience for Call of Duty players because this was the first time that we've seen a beta like that for a COD game, and it's probably going to set the tone for future COD games as well. And what's great about this beta is that the developers have taken a lot of player feedback on board, as well as, of course, collecting a lot of information and data. And thanks to all of your feedback, they've announced some important changes to the game when it launches on November the 6th. Let's get started with flinching, and flinching was one of my biggest gripes with the beta. I did talk about it a little bit in my first impressions video, and I said that it felt like there was a little too much there, especially when the perk to remove flinching is missing from this version of Call of Duty when it's been present in most of the others. Thankfully, they have listened to feedback about that and made some changes. You're still going to flinch when you get shot, but now there's a cap on it, so whilst it's still there, it'll be a lot tighter and closer to your aim, so it should at least make managing your aim a bit easier. Honestly, I would still like to see the toughness perk added back in, but I think at this point it's unlikely that we'll see that, and they've explained the reasons why they didn't want to put it in the game. There was also a small bug where you were hit that could sometimes cause bullet flinches to stack, making the effect even more extreme, but thankfully they fixed this bug. Rejack was also a pretty big talking point after the beta. Rejack was the specialist ability where if you got shot, you could self-revive essentially and come back to life, kill the person that just killed you. Some people loved it, some people hated it, but it clearly needed some tweaks and balance. Firstly, if you put a player down and they were able to rejack, you wouldn't even be granted a kill for it, which is pretty crazy considering that you've technically killed them. This has been addressed now, so if you do kill a player and they rejack, you'll still be granted a kill as soon as you kill them, and that's exactly how it should be. No word on if the down player still receives a death though. Another big positive change for Rejack is the fact that the score streaks now reset when Rejack is used. Basically, this means that players cannot use Rejack throughout a match to continually gain progress towards higher level score streaks. This change makes sense, but I can also see why some people wouldn't be happy with it. But the bottom line is, Rejack is meant to be able to simply put you back into the action where you died, and not really meant to be like aiding your score streaks when you legitimately got killed. The next big change applies to the Black Hat equipment. For people who aren't sure what this is, it's a gadget that allows players to hack enemy equipment and score streaks by either destroying them or taking them over for their own purposes. It was pretty overpowered in the beta and really easy to steal someone's hard-earned streak. Now though, the hacking speed will be based on how close you are to the target, and the overall time it takes to hack items has also been increased across the board. The higher the score streak level that you're trying to hack, the harder it's going to be. As well as this, the players who are trying to hack a score streak or equipment will be visible on the minimap as a red dot for the whole time of the hack, as well as making an audible noise that someone is actually hacking a score streak. This at least gives the other team a chance to see the hacker on the minimap and track them down, maybe interrupt them. As well as the bigger changes, we can expect quite a few more alterations as well. The inclusion of a red kill marker is just one of those things. Your hit marker will grow in size with every hit and then change to red if you gain the kill. The concussion and flash grenades were also extremely powerful and still will be, but their effective time has been reduced by a second. And as well as that, the tactical mask perk that will protect you from these grenades will now unlock a lot earlier in the progression system at level 13. And just to run through a few more, some tweaks to grenade trajectories, the addition of a time in the hill stat on the scoreboard for the hardpoint game mode, improving the kill cam so it'll now show what killed you, including weapons, score streak, specialist weapons, equipment, etc., and even what perks the player had equipped. And finally, some tweaks to the scoring system on Safeguard to more reward players for escorting the robot and playing the objective. As well as all of the changes here, you can expect to see more by the time that the game launches on November the 6th, as well as various weapon balance changes. Yes guys, the Razorback will be tweaked. It's a sad day because that was clearly one of the best weapons in the beta. Not only that, but a campaign trailer was released recently and it looked pretty awesome, to be honest. And when you consider that you can play it entirely with 3 friends in co-op and then play zombies as well, it looks like there's a lot of content on offer here. I think there'll be plenty to play and experience when Black Ops 3 launches next month. Kind of cool. They've also very recently revealed a sort of Mirror's Edge free running competitive mode in the game, and I think they actually put trailers up for that on the official YouTube channel. So there we go guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up as always, and I'll see you in the next one.